This is just a short disclaimer just to say that there's brief mention of genitalia. I ask that you are respectful. Hey guys, it's been about 3 weeks since I sat in front of the camera, and I want to kind of explain as to why I've been absent and why I haven't been around, why I may have just seemed like I went off the face of the world. And to be quite frank with you guys, I have been suffering tremendously with my physical and my mental health. As you guys know, I do suffer with anxiety and depression. On top of that, I have a physical health problem that is yet to be diagnosed. I have been pushing for a diagnosis for the past 2 years and I have not received one. I recently went and had some scans done to see if I could, get some answers, and unfortunately the scans came back as normal and nothing was detected, which generally is, a blessing and a curse, because although it's a good thing, because, going into it I had a lot of anxiety about what could come from this scan, so I was generally relieved that nothing bad came from it. But there was also this sense of disappointment because I have a health problem that is affecting my day-to-day life, and nothing is coming back on tests or scans, and it's very mentally exhausting. Into many doctors, and the first thing they will comment on is the factor that I'm trans and I'm taking hormones. Very much like to pinpoint the blame on the factor that I'm taking hormones. And while some of the things that I go through is known as a side effect of taking testosterone, don't think that testosterone is the factor in the deeper issues. But I do understand that some of my symptoms are side effects of taking hormones. But what people don't recognize is that doesn't make it okay. And that doesn't mean that I should have to suffer and experience the pain that I do on a day-to-day basis. I haven't worked probably for 2 years now, and it's been something that's been hard on me. I really loved my job. I was working in event security and I had a lot of good people around me. Work up front beside artists and, the well-being of the customers and the artist, it was something that I was very passionate about and I enjoyed. Going away from that job, it wasn't easy. I tried for the most part to keep the job, but I would end up going into work and I would have to be sent home because I would just be in a state at work. I'd be in so much pain, and no matter what I did to try and alleviate what I was going through, I couldn't. And it was very difficult to talk about to people because I think at the time I just started hormones. I wasn't too far into my transition. Speaking about your genitalia is very personal. As a trans individual, it's even more difficult to speak to someone when it regards your genitalia. And the problem that I face is regarding that part of my body. So trying to speak to someone at work regarding it, it was very difficult because it was extremely personal and extremely intrusive, but I had to try and find a way to make them understand what I was going through. I remember one day going to work, I used to catch the coach, stop off at the airport and then walk over, and I couldn't even get past the airport. Like, I was just like in so much excruciating pain, and like I was basically crippled. Like, I couldn't walk, terrified of hospitals and ambulances, and I just, in that moment, I just wanted to call an ambulance because I didn't know how I was going to get home. Like, I was on the verge of passing out. Going from being at work every single day, working these long hours, I used to do like 11-hour shifts, some of the shows that we did, and it's just rough going from that kind of like job to then just being isolated and not having the ability to work. I try to empathize this with the people around me that I'm not fit for work, like as much as I would love to and as much as I would really want to go back to my old job, I can't because it's so detrimental to my physical health. And it's hard not being listened to and feeling like people undermine what I'm going through. Very difficult, especially when you don't have a diagnosis. It makes trying to get people to understand what you're going through so much more harder. I have tried to get disability, but I got rejected. It wasn't easy to be rejected. especially on first, impression. A lot of people perceive me as being this person who's got their life together, who's quite capable. If you actually got to know me on a day-to-day basis, you would see that I struggle immensely, and that the simplest of tasks, such as taking care of myself, is extremely difficult. And I don't open up about this to many people. It's shameful in a way to say, I haven't showered in this so long, because I physically cannot. And sometimes as a result of showering, I'm in so much pain because of that. Like, it's just so hard. And that's why I started streaming, because I had control over what I did, and I had the opportunity to step back when it was needed, and to not be pressured by anyone around me to have to stream. It was much more suitable for me and what I'm going through at the moment, and it was still allowing me to socialize and to enjoy what I'm doing. Gaming has always been something I've been passionate about, and it just kind of made sense for me to stream. I'm kind of like at this dead point in my life where my body stops me from from doing what I love doing. And growing up, I was very determined, very focused on my future and what I wanted to do. I was declined of surgery because of my BMI, and I sat at the appointment with them, and they were telling me, you need to lose weight, you need to exercise, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it's like, I physically cannot. And nobody understands that, when they get these test results come back and they see that everything's normal and I'm perceived as healthy, I think that I have the capability, but I don't. And although I'm 21, I honestly don't feel like I have the ability to do what every 21-year-old can do. I'm just trying so desperately to get someone to hear me and to delve into what the problem is. It is difficult to speak of, but I always try and be upfront and real with you guys. And if anybody wants to know why I started streaming, I guess this is the perfect reason as to why, this is what I'm capable of doing. Just at times my mental and my physical health does stop me from getting out of bed, finding the motivation to stream. But I just keep pushing and pushing, and that's all I can do at this moment. Though I'm trying to be better at prioritizing my mental and physical health, because it's extremely important. Having this time off has been very vital. I just wanted to be upfront with you guys and let you know that this isn't something that is a choice for me. It is difficult, and it's something that I've had to live with for at least 3 or 4 years now, and I'm still in this loophole, still trying to find a diagnosis, still putting myself through intrusive tests to try and get closer to answers, and all I can do is hope that something reveals itself. It's been 3 weeks since I sat in this chair, and I'm proud of myself to be here. I know it sounds like something very little to people, but when you are depressed and you can't get out of bed, and you can't take care of yourself, sitting here right now is just a big statement. It just shows that I'm feeling better in myself, and that I'm slowly but surely finding that energy. It just feels good to be sat here and to know that I'm back on track, and that I'm getting better, and that I have people around me who support me, who love me. I had my moderators telling me you need to take some time off, you need to focus on yourself, and they were absolutely right. Even some other streamers have said it to me, you've got to prioritize your physical health. It is extremely important, and it's something I'm terrible at doing, but I appreciate the people who pushed me to take that step back, because I feel so much better for it. And I'm ready to be back in front of the camera and to be streaming with you guys, and just getting to know more about you guys. It's literally what I do. I'm not a pro player. I can guarantee some good ass bot players right now. Haven't touched my Xbox in 3 weeks, so I'm very rusty. It'll be fun to watch, but I'm just going to enjoy having you guys here and just getting to know more about you guys. I had some newbies come in chat just before I went on my little break, and they're good energy, and I'm glad that I can come back and get to know more about you guys. So yeah, I appreciate you all, and thank you so much for, you know, being patient and being supportive. But just know that I'm trying to get better, and I'm trying to get closer to a diagnosis so that I can start living my life. I love and appreciate you all, and I look forward to getting back on camera and just having a good time with you guys. I hope you've all been doing well and staying safe. I just want to say a big, you know, thank you to each and every single person who's reached out. It means the world to me, more than you guys will ever know.